Welcome to the Luxury Lounge. That's right. Every Thursday we head in the lounge, we shut the door, and we air our grievances with the world. And there's no grievance that's too big or too small or too frivolous. It is your problem, and it shall be heard. And if you want to be a part of the Luxury Lounge podcast, all you got to do is email JTrainPodcast at gmail.com, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Title it Luxury Lounge. Give us a little sauce. Luxury Lounge, ba-da-da-da. Luxury Lounge and your issues. So let us know what you're talking about, and we'll try to get in the lounge. If you want, if you're sitting there being like, my complaint never gets read, you can be part of the Patreon. The Patreon, every Friday, I read every complaint in the Patreon only. That's right. Luxury Lounge. So patreon.com/Jared Freid. Since we're in Plug City, I'll get into more plugs. I'm going to be in Long Beach, New York, doing a stand-up set. I don't go to Long Beach often. This is new for me. So if you're around that area, if you're a beach town, surf, beach bum, come on out. Then we got Live You Up podcast, Philadelphia, Boston, New York City, D.C., and D.C. Then I'm doing stand-up again, Kansas City, Nashville, Stamford, Raleigh, Lexington, and Charlotte. JaredFreid.com for all the ticky information. And let's get to today's guest. Very special guest. I'm so excited to have her here. Listen, I'm embarrassed that she hasn't been in the lounge yet. This is all my fault. I feel humbled. I'm greatly disappointed in me. I've taken a look in the mirror. It's taken too long. I'm so happy they're here right now. I'll introduce her the way I introduce her every time I've brought her on stage. She's one of the funniest comics in the world. Michelle Wolf, thank you for coming in the lounge.
Hey, thanks for having me. It just took me a real long time to figure out how to unmute myself. I love podcasts. Do them all the time. Never do them. And I am a little surprised I haven't been on Luxury Lounge before, because I feel like all of our conversations are essentially Luxury Lounge conversations.
We speak in complaints. We speak to each other, and all we do on our 80-mile walks that you like to do is just complain and complain. And the one thing we don't complain about is the walk. I only complain about the walk. You love a hill.
Well, the only thing I complain about is that you look at your progress in steps. Michelle's coming out hot with her most controversial opinion, which is she is not a step person. She's a mileage person. Give me your distance. I want to know. I don't care if it's miles, kilometers, whatever, region of the world you live in, whatever measurements you live by. Steps aren't a measurement.
Steps don't matter.
Fake. Steps. I can't relate to you in steps. It's like like telling me like you drank like, I don't know, like drops of water. I don't know.
Right.
Like I don't like you don't count. Like I need 80,000 drops of water today.
Right.
But I'm sure now, as I said that, someone's gonna like make a Fitbit that has like water drop count.
I think you need a t-shirt.
It's hard to drink a cup of water, so I just have 5,000 drops, and I know how much it is.
Right. You need a t-shirt that it just says in big letters, "Steps are fake." Like
steps are fake.
Steps are fake. Fake news, hashtag fake steps, hashtag. Listen, Michelle is going on tour. I want everyone to go and see Michelle live. She's amazing. I love everything about her stand-up, everything about her as a person. I'm a huge fan, but also a good friend. So listen, your tour is called the It's Great to Be Here tour. It starts on August 4th in Salt Lake City. You're going all over the country. I'm looking at your dates: Salt Lake, Denver, San Francisco, Nashville, Phoenix, San Diego, LA, Buffalo. I'm sorry to hear that. Charleston. You're going to see Keith in Charleston.
Great.
Atlanta, Tampa. I mean, I'm just getting through Minneapolis, Chicago, everywhere in this great nation of ours, Michelle, and all new material. If you've seen Michelle before, nobody writes more. Nobody has better stuff. It's the best. I can't say enough nice things. Are you ready to tour?
I'm so excited to tour. I'm very excited to tour. The one thing I didn't, they were like, you got to have a name for your tour. And I was
They always do that.
do I gotta have a name for my tour? Is that going to make people go? Because then I started seeing like other names of people's tours, and I was like, is it just a pun? Do you just need to come up with a pun? Is that what it is? Is that what entices people? I wasn't sure, but then I saw the name of the tour, and I was like, I am in.
Well, then people expect the whole. There's some people I think they expect to see a whole hour of the pun. You know, like they
right. Yeah,
right?
they're like, this isn't what the tour poster made me think this was going to be.
Right. Like maybe I'll have one joke. Like if I put like, giving out his rose tour, everyone would be like, we're going to a bachelor show. It would turn people away more than it would bring them in, I think.
Yeah. And they'd be like, by the end, they'd be like, Rose, 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 Rose. You know, like,
where's the fucking rose? I came to see you give out a rose. I thought we were going to go on a date. You know, that type of shit.
I thought someone was going to get eliminated and Chris Harrison wasn't even here, or the new old football guy who's now doing it. I don't know.
Jesse Palmer. Not that I know.
Who also hosts the spring baking championships or holiday baking championships. That guy's all over. That
guy is working. I once saw him. He is sneaky wide. He has shoulders. His shoulders, I mean, they're like swimmer's shoulders. I couldn't believe it.
Like, there's no mistaking he played football when you see him, right?
Well, there's only mistaking that he was a quarterback. I thought he was a lineman when I saw him.
I thought he was a linebacker, too. I didn't realize he was like...
Right. He's going to throw it.
You know what my theory is, though, is especially for all those cooking shows, is that like every older woman sees him. And by older, I mean like actually older woman, not by like 30s. I mean like you know,
80.
Like, they see like it's the whole 80 for Brady who are like, he's a cutie. He's a cutie.
I think I am. Like, I kind of see that in my dad. My dad just sees any shape of a woman, and he's like, oh, my God. Like, he's, like, creepy in that way. Any person with a womanly shape, like, he could see, literally, it could be a large, one of those timer things. He could see a shadow of a large hourglass, and he'd be like, look at this sexy lady. You know,
right. And then be like, oh, it's a clock. It's still not bad.
Still masturbating to it. You know, like that would be my dad. Me, I think I have mom hot. Like I think moms would be like, ooh, he's a looker. And then the daughter's like, what do you get out of here?
I feel like I'm like, I'm on someone's list of like, well, I've never done that before, you know?
Right. Redhead. Holy shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm someone's weird square on a bingo card or something like that.
I'd love to be that. Like that's where I want to be. Like I want to be someone's fetish. Like I want to be someone's like, you know, like oh, new to me. I might as well just, you know, give it a shot.
But I think you're right. I think you're in the perfect like combined like your age and your disposition. You're the perfect like my daughter would love to meet you. And you're like, you haven't spoken to your daughter in a year. You don't know what she likes. You know?
Right. You have no idea what your daughter's taste is. But the problem with that is like no mom's like, just suck his dick and don't get too committed to him. Like it's never that.
Right.
It's always like, oh, this could be it. And I hate that. Too much pressure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, because no mom's setting up their daughter for a hookup. They're setting up their daughter for like everlasting happiness.
Right. This could be the one guy.
Right. Yeah. And those are two very different first dates, you know?
Way different. We're taking shots on one date and we're talking about like our trauma on another date.
Right. Yeah. You're like, you know, and like, you don't want to go on a date that you're going to have to like tell your mom about in detail.
Right.
That's like that's not the date anyone's looking forward to.
She puts one hand down for her head so tell me how it was. You know, like it's real personal.
How was it?
Right.
Yeah. Was it? And the restaurant, what did he pick? Right.
You know,
yeah.
Listen, we're already in it. I want everyone to go follow Michelle if you don't already. At Michelle is a Wolf. Go follow. Go follow right now. She's going to be on tour starting this summer and through the fall. It is. I listen. I every time. I'm not just saying this I'll feather Michelle's nuts right now. I love watching Michelle on stage. It's topical. It isn't preachy. It's always funny. Joke. If you want to go pee your pants, go to Michelle's show. Now, let's get to the complaints. You ready, Michelle? I'll do my complaint first. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Hit the music, Shelby. Jared, he has some problems. Jared, he's got some issues to do. Get off his chest right now. Jared has a lot of issues. Jared has a issue with a lot of things that we can discuss. Can you relate to the problem now? Now, my complaint is that I just saw a guy. It was a grandpa, okay? And it warmed my heart. I was so happy, okay? He was wearing a t-shirt that said Grandpa, like a regular grandpa, only grumpier. And it literally warmed my heart. Like, I felt so good that a grandpa was digging into old, grumpy, unfuckable grandpa. Because about a month ago, I got served an ad for a t-shirt because I guess at this age, the ad was for a t-shirt that said Hot Dad Summer. Nothing angered me more because I don't remember my dad walking around with a billboard that said I'm still fuckable. Like, what is with our age group? When do we put it away? When do we start realizing our time to be cool, to be fun is over? When do we realize, put on the sweater vest and stop calling your kid buddy, hey buddy, hey little buddy, and start digging into grandpa age.
This is the problem with our generation, though, is because a lot of us don't have like any of the adult things, you know, like a mortgage, a 401k, you know, like a real job, you know, like so we're like stuck in this like perpetual I'm still 20. So everyone's sort of like, yeah, I'm still like the guy who goes out. I'm like a fuckable dude. And it's like, do you remember, have you seen, it was going around the internet like not too long ago, but it was like pictures of people in their 30s, but like in like the 70s. And like, they look like they were like 64. I
haven't seen that, but you're totally, look at the Golden Girls. The Golden Girls were our age. Look at Cheers. Norm was younger than me. Norm looked like a Norm.
That's wild.
Right?
That's wild. Yeah.
Norm was a big, fat loser in a bar every day, miserable. He didn't wear a Hot Dad Summer t-shirt.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Everyone there looked like they were like almost ready to retire, but they had to all have been age.
Right. Yeah, and it's like, you're right. We don't deal with any of these normal everyday stresses. We are so like, we're kind of spread thin on everything else that literally like, we're not in dad mode in our head. We're like, no, I'm still in the game. And it's like, when do we, I yearn to be grandpa, and I get so disgusted by Hot Dad Summer.
Well, this was I want to do a joke about this on stage, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. But this is how I felt when they did the Martha Stewart 81's the new 21, and I'm like, but can it not be? I don't want it to be. I don't like. Can't 81 just be 81? Like, stop it. I don't want to.
Absolutely,
Let her be an old lady who looks good on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Because it does kind of create this world where it's like you have to look at your grandma and go, come on, put on the two-piece. It's like, no, I don't want to see that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to feel. No, grandma wants to wear a full suit in the pool, like an actual man's suit.
And she finally is at the age now where she's like, no one's looking at me. I can be comfortable again.
Right.
You know, I'm not. If I get a whistle from someone, great. But other than that,
I can bake cakes and cookies and eat the cookies and cakes that I ate and have everyone else enjoy and hug me and enjoy me. Grandpa with abs, like, get out of here.
No, it's like I can say the things I want to say. I don't have to pretend to
Right.
like you anymore. I don't, like I don't.
Right. That's a big
I
part
can
of it. Like, you get allowed, like, oh, it's grandma. Yo, she
Right.
says these things.
Yeah. And it's like, it's nice to have a grandma who has like I like opinionated older people who are just
Love
like,
it.
I don't like that. I don't want to do that. And I'm
Right.
like, that's good. Good. I'm
My-
glad you find it. Because those were the people that had to be very like, especially like women who are now their 80s, like there was a time when they were growing up where it's like, they weren't even, no one wanted to hear from them at all. So
Right.
I love a loud, angry grandma, like someone who's just like, I don't like that. I like this. We're eating at this time. Like
these opinions have been
like,
bottled up for
she wasn't allowed
centuries.
to open a bank account on her own,
Right.
like
Let it fly, grandma. All right, that's my complaint. I will have pictures to show. I have the Hot Dad Summer and the Grandpa T-shirt pictures. Okay, let's go to Michelle's complaint.
Can I add a fun anecdote to your complaint? Okay,
Please.
so you know how like Bruce Springsteen is like the king of being in his mid 70s and like
Right.
I think he's like 73 or something like that, and like jumping around on stage doing like push-up challenges, and like I remember just recently having a conversation about him being like, look at this guy, he's in his mid 70s, he's like doing this on stage every night, he's invincible. And then like a couple days ago I saw an article that he fell on stage and like the whole band helped him up, and like I'm not happy he fell, but I'm also like, he's 73, like
It's embarrassing to fall no matter what age you are. I can't imagine how embarrassing it is in your 70s on stage in front of 10,000 people, other people helping you up, and then everyone coming to the same realization of like, maybe it's enough,
Right. Yeah.
Like a whole stadium.
I was like a little relieved because it's like, okay, he isn't 20,
No,
like I'm
right.
like, I am the, and like, you can fall on stage when you're 20, but like the whole band's not going to come run to help you.
No.
Like,
no, you get up on your own.
20, yeah, when you're 20, you fall down, like maybe you do like a funny little pose on the ground, like you.
Right.
But like when you're 73, the whole E Street band's going to come on and be like, like
right, and a whole audience is wondering,
sure our meal ticket's okay.
right, and the whole audience is wondering, is he dead?
Yeah, is this it? Did I see the final Bruce Springsteen concert?
Yeah, and in my mid-70s, also, I want to be chilling. Maybe you dream of saying maybe I'd want to do one concert a year. This guy's signed up for a whole tour. He's going on buses.
It's like a person who I'm like, what's going on at home?
Right.
Like,
Something is off.
Yeah.
Let's go to Michelle's complaint. Hit the music. It's the guest's turn to complain. They're ready to jump in. They've got lots of problems too. It ain't all about Jared. Let's hear their complaint of the day. Let's hear their complaint of the day. They're invited on the show to have some fun and complain with you. Let's hear that complaint. All right, go ahead.
I don't know what the music is, but I'm pretending.
I wish you heard the music because it's Neil Brennan's least favorite songs.
Well, then I love it.
Okay. He hates the songs.
Then I famously
I don't know if
it.
I showed you the video. I will show you the video.
I think
afterwards. I showed
you
it
sent
to you.
Yeah. I love to see a grumpy Neil.
He was a grandpa.
Yeah, he's a grandpa for sure.
He's old enough to be one.
This is my luxury lounge complaint. You know what this one is because I talk about it often. I hate rain shower heads. I think a rain shower head is, everyone's like, no, it's nice. You can feel it's like it's raining on your head. I don't want it to rain on my head in the shower. No. If I wanted it to rain on my head, I'd go outside in the rain. I'm in the shower. I want it to come at my back at an angle,
right?
So that one, I can wash everything that needs to be washed.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't when it's coming. How are you getting your underbits?
The rain shower head, it seems as though was created by a Ken doll.
Yeah, it's a useless feature that we've been tricked into being like this luxurious addition where it's like,
right.
I don't I don't want that. It's not luxurious. Is the person who invented it like, were they like trying to like recreate like a romantic comedy? Like I ran after him in the rain. Like, are they like just trying to create an environment in their shower where they can pretend they're like, they lost the love of their life and they can cry the whole time? Like,
right.
What?
It's created by a person, the loneliest person alive, who goes in the shower, hugs themselves, and starts kissing their own arm. That's who it's created by.
And you know what I like to do in the shower? I like the shower to hit me in the back so I can cross my arms and just stand there like an angry person getting hit by a light hose.
I totally agree. It's insane. The only way the rain shower head works is if it's accompanied by 10 other shower heads from every direction. That's the thing. We are trying. This is the problem with imitating luxury, because what these places are doing is going rain shower head. It's luxurious. And you're going, I guess that's in the luxurious phylum of things. But the reality is it's luxurious because it's amongst all these other heads. If you can't afford a 10-head shower, you shouldn't be in a 1-head rain shower.
No, it makes me, and it's also like for anyone who has hair they can't wash every day. It's just like a.
Oh right, how do you avoid it? You have to go like this.
You're like this the whole shower, or like this, like you're at an odd angle. It's very unrelaxing. It's just the whole thing is just.
It's the.
Or you're wearing a shower cap. It sounds like you're like, underneath like a shed.
Right. Does sound shed-like. It is the underperformance it's the expectation versus the what you end up getting,
Right. Yeah.
Because the expectation is, oh my God, I'm going to get this luxurious moment where I'm under the rain and I'm going to get soaked and it's going to be so much pressure. And that's the other thing. They've never been enough pressure. They never give you what you would want. What I want from a rainforest shower, I want the whole ceiling going. And that's the only way it works.
And at if I actually wanted that, I'd want waterfall rain or like monsoon rain. I don't want like I need an umbrella rain, I want they would be dangerous to be outside in this rain.
That's what you want. You don't want could I go without an umbrella? That's what most of the rain shower heads are.
Yeah, it's just it takes you a while to even get wet underneath the shower. You're just like
2 hours later.
Everything. Am I?
All right, let's get to the.
Still on me.
It's a perfect complaint. Let's get to the emails. You ready, Michelle?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get to the listener complaints. Before we do that, it's finally summertime. Don't spend it all inside cooking. Let Factor do that for you. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, delivers nutritious meals straight to your door. It's the easiest way to stay on track while saving tons of time. Here's the thing about eating healthy. It's about portion, and it's also about creativity. You're not good at either. You eat too much, and you don't know how to make a bunch of healthy things. That's where Factor comes in. They're going to portion it for you, and they're going to have a bunch of different ideas to keep it fresh for you. They have 34 chef-created, dietitian-approved options every week. There's always something new to try. If you're looking for calorie-conscious options, Calorie Smart meals coming in around 550 calories, or if you need an extra boost of protein, check out Factor's Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. If you're vegan, vegetarian, or keto, there's something delicious waiting for you too. See, it's about options, because what you're going to do, you're going to do grilled chicken. Then you're going to do salmon. Then you're going to do grilled chicken again. Then you're going to go, oh, maybe I'll do salmon again. Then you're out of ideas and you're back to eating badly. So Factor is going to give you options, and it's going to be portioned correctly. Nothing harder than shopping for 1 or 2 at the grocery store. You don't have to worry about it. So head to factormeals.com/JTrain50 and use code JTrain50 to get 50% off your first box. That's a half off. Are you kidding me? That's code JTrain50 at factormeals.com/JTrain50 to get 50% off your first box. Okay, we're here with Michelle Wolf at Michelle is a Wolf. The tour starts August 4th. Great to be here, tour that we had to name, and none of us are happy about naming it. Luxury Lounge. Too much free food at work. Dear Jared, Feather. I'll get right to my luxury complaint. I work at a catering company that also has 2 restaurants. Like everyone at the company, I get a free lunch on my work days. Our office where I work is adjacent to one of the restaurants. So come lunchtime, I tell the cook my order, and a colleague from service brings it to my desk. My problem with the delicious food? Portions are often too big, and I feel bad if I don't eat everything. I don't like wasting food, especially if it's so tasty. Also, I don't want to be disrespectful to my colleagues in the kitchen. The bins for anything left are right next to the cook. I mean, come on. So he sees it. That's so intimidating. You didn't finish? What didn't you like? Oh, didn't like the ragu today, huh? So he sees it if I throw anything away and asks if I didn't like it. He does this. I tried to order a half a portion, but it never is. Signed, a betch trying to eat consciously. What do you think, Michelle Wolf? This is horrible.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I mean, this is a really tough one. I think this guy needs a trash can in like underneath their desk. I mean, is there like a different area to throw away this food? It's gotta. I mean, listen, I don't like to waste food either, but the whole idea is like if someone gives you all that food, it's either you're eating all of it or it's going in the trash. You know, like it's never going to someone who needs it. You know, like that food only exists in 2 places now: your belly or the trash. So and then your belly goes to the toilet anyway. You know, so it's like this is I understand what parents are saying and how you like when they're like finish your plate, you know, like or you know, like I understand how you feel too, but it's like it's not like if you don't eat this, it's not going somewhere else, you know, like. But then the other hurdle to get around is how do you not, you know, get this cook to, you know, hate you and start spitting in all your food?
Honestly, it's crazy. And the cook sounds self-conscious. The cook sounds like they need a pep talk. They need constant affirmation. Like, can you imagine? And we do this sometimes. We'll be killing on stage, and then you'll see the one person not laughing, and you go, what the fuck is wrong with you? And that's our being, you know, in our own heads and self-conscious and wondering, this person, do they hate me? And it's like, I would just rather that person who doesn't laugh at comedy shows, like who's just like an inside laugher, sit in the back. Just get away from me. So I agree with you. Let's put another trash can in another spot.
You don't want this person.
Arms crossed. This is how I laugh. And you're like, okay, you have to know that you're not really a jolly person to be around. So this person has to kind of admit to that too. You're not going to eat it all. Let's find another garbage. Like, because we know this chef is in their own head. They're a little self-conscious, and you got to go toss things in another spot.
So maybe they got to do what I started to do when I was a kid, you know, and I didn't want to. We had like the worst vegetables, right? Like we'd have those like canned green beans, you know, that just
nothing
are like
worse.
They're like a green that doesn't exist in the natural world. And so what I would start to do is that I put them in my napkin, and then I take them to the bathroom and I throw them down the toilet. You know, so you got to get creative here. That's what I'm saying. You just
it's time to get creative.
Yeah, you either invest in your own trash can or
paper towels. I think you get big, thick paper towels because those are easy to kind of like wrap it up in. You bring it to the bathroom. People will think maybe you have a little bit of an eating disorder, but I'd rather that than having to deal with, you know, the chef who's like, I guess we didn't like the bread pudding today. You know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, and then the chef who's like, just like, what's that chef doing when he gets home that night? You know, like he's saying something to that guy and maybe mad, you know, in the moment, but at night he's probably like, what was it with the, you know, like the bread pudding? Did I do it wrong? Is my mom's recipe? Know, like this guy's going down a spiral every day. Everyone's spiraling at this company.
Right. The whole company is in shambles emotionally. I also think there's nothing worse than when you're trying during the week. Like if someone's like me, where you're like a healthy Monday through Thursday, and then I kind of party on the weekends. It is emotionally horrific when someone on a Tuesday is like, hey, I got these extra cookies. You want them? And you're like, No, I'm not having a Tuesday cookie. Like, don't do this to me. Don't get in the way. Because I've had this happen where I go to this one place to eat breakfast, and then they're like, we're done with, we had an extra bagel. I threw it in there. And you go, why are you doing this to me? You look so not, you're just not thankful when you are thankful, but you're just like, get it out of here.
Right. Like, yeah, well, that's exactly what it, like, I think it's office jobs. I think we get really lucky that we don't have to be in an office every day because like I used to have to be in an office every day. There was food bombardment all the time. So like your healthy days had to become your weekends, which made your weekends not fun. But then the whole week, because you were getting, it's someone's birthday, like food was getting sent in from somewhere, like one of the places I worked before I did comedy full time had one of those like Google kitchens, like where it was like, like everything was on tap, it was like a continental breakfast all the time, and like you had like a little thing that, that would normally hold cereal, but it's like Swedish fish and like, like corn nuts and, you got wasabi peas, like there was
it's all the snacks that you would never purchase, but you would always eat.
Always eat. You're so happy to eat them. And it was just like, I'd have sweet and salty and, and then it was someone's birthday and
socially, you don't want to be the curmudgeon. This kind of takes you out of the game. There was like a famous Friends episode where like Rachel takes up smoking because it helps her at work. And it's like the same goes for eating. Like if you're the person that's like, I don't eat cake on Tuesdays, people are like, I don't want to hang out with that narc.
Yeah. Like
they think I'm fat.
Not fun, like, because everyone feels the same way about the cake. No one wants to eat it, like everyone feels bad about it, and no one wants to see you be better than them.
Exactly. And I've had this issue where I've gone on the road with certain comedians who will not be named, and they order 3 lunches, and I'm sitting there being like, who the fuck orders 3 lunches? It's fucking Friday. I'll have an ice cream afterwards, but 3 lunches, I gotta go to take a nap. And then it's like, oh, look who doesn't eat 3 lunches. And it's like, I guess I'm the curmudge.
Well, or you go on tour with me and we can walk 9 miles and then get a sandwich that we've earned.
That's right. That's why I like touring with Michelle. The Steps Don't Count tour coming starting August 4th. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Michelle Wolf at Michelle is a Wolf. This tour starts August 4th. You gotta go to Michelle's shows. You're going to have a blast. They're already selling out, so if you don't get your ticket now, you're going to miss out. You're stupid. Luxury Lounge. Law firm IT issues prevent me from billing hours. Okay. Jared and Guess, all the feathers. I've seen you like live 4 times, and it won't be the last. Thank you. Keep doing the Lord's work. Now on to my complaint as I frustratingly type this on the T home from work. Okay, so they're in Boston. I'm an attorney and work at a law firm with over 1,000 attorneys in offices across the country. We have 24/7 IT service. I thought this was unnecessary when I started 2 years ago, but it turns out I was wrong. My computer freezes at least once a day. I constantly have issues checking out documents. Teams and or Zoom never both work in the same day. Today, IT spent 40 minutes trying to fix my computer because Teams won't connect to my microphone and I need it for remote court hearings. I have to bill every 6-minute increment. What? Time is literally money. I cannot be the only one at this place with constant computer issues. Why can't we get a computer system that works? Wouldn't they want to give us the best computers and fastest global connectivity so we can bill more hours? Instead, I just have to work late whenever I have computer issues to make up for lost time. Thanks for giving me a safe space to air my grievances here and not get fired. Signed, billing for this email. What do you think, Michelle Wolf?
Wow, I think we just ran into a person who still has faith in the corporate world.
Right.
Right. The person who just thinks this law firm cares about him and is like, we should have the best internet. They have bad internet on purpose. I bet these guys know exactly what they're doing. They're like, yeah, it cuts out every 13 minutes. So like they get like two 6-minute intervals and then they have to restart. And over the year we spend, $3 million less than we'd have to.
Right. They've done the math. That's what's so frustrating about this. Someone has done the math where better internet for you meant less money for your corporate overlords, so that it hampers you at making more money. They don't care about you making more money. They care about, the partners getting, their returns. So they're like, yeah, we're going to have the medium internet. And yeah, they won't be able to bill every 6 minutes. They'll have to do it every 12. And they'll think it's the internet, but it's really us. And they're sitting there going, we just made an extra a quarter.
And whoever's in charge is just like, it's working. It's working. Right. This poor guy. But, to be fair, we don't know what kind of lawyer he is. He could be sitting there and he's like, and at Pfizer law, like.
Right. I can't bill the children's hospital every 6 minutes.
Right. Everyone thinks that, how am I supposed to work on this baby powder lawsuit if how can I prove that the baby powder didn't give everyone cancer,
Right.
When my computer keeps freezing.
And we're sitting here like, this is awful. Yeah, listen.
Or maybe he works for like the Camp Lejeune.
Fighting Camp Lejeune from getting every dollar they deserve.
You don't know.
But they have problems too. That's the point of the lounge, is to say, listen, even the lawyer who's trying to sue the orphanage for having their kids be too loud in the playground next to the oil factory needs to be a place to complain. He does.
But he just needs to know that they know exactly about this internet. They know exactly what's happening with this internet.
Right.
And you're right. They've done the cost analysis.
Well, that's the thing is, we've learned that the puppeteers love when the puppets fight against each other. So the IT department, right? You got to keep the lawyers versus the IT people. Instead, you guys should be coming together to say, hey, none of us have the resources we need to make enough money. The IT department is working their asses off. They never get a break because everyone's going, come on, Teams won't connect to my microphone and my vibrator at the same time. And then it's like, no. It's the puppeteers. It's, Johnny Lawyer. It's partner Partenstein.
I also think it's very funny that, I know that, lawyers in courts use the Teams app for that stuff. And it's so funny. It's like, no one's on a team here. What are we doing?
We're all fighting against each other.
We're literally fighting each other.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Michelle Wolf at Michelle is a Wolf. We're sponsored, people. Ooh, I love this sponsor. Perfect time of year, Indochino. Wedding dress codes are confusing. White tie, garden party, festive. I just went through this. Whole thing. When you go to a wedding, they're like, oh, it's formal with a dash of casual. And you're like, what am I walking into? It doesn't matter what the invite says. With a custom fitted suit from Indochino, you can look like $1 million at any wedding without draining your bank account. Customize every detail of your suit, shirt, dinner jacket, and more in a range of awesome colors. Here's the thing. Nothing is more stressful than does my suit fit? Nothing is more stressful than does my suit fit? And I just had this. I was texting with Michelle. We were going back and forth. I'm sweating. Does this work? Is this color okay? Does it look good? No. It's all awful. Everything in your closet sucks. It's time to get a suit that you know you can count on, like a good friend. Okay? Every suit is made to your exact measurement. So you're never going to have that moment where you're doing the last button. You're like, please, God, let this button reach the shirt on the other side. Please, God, let it be. I lose 10 pounds this moment. No. The suit's going to fit you correctly. You're never going to have to stress out again. I love Indochino because it's a well-made, well-fitted suit that's made exactly for you. Tux is starting at $579. That's unheard of. So why rent a tux? That's going to cost you. You'll end up saving in the long run. Even more upgrades to your wardrobe. Check out Indochino's custom-fitted shirts and casual wear. Get an entire personalized wardrobe that'll take you from casual Fridays right into the wedding weekend. I love this. RSVP, knowing you've got the perfect look all wedding season long from Indochino. Go to Indochino.com, use code JTrain to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's INDOCHINO.com. Promo code JTrain. We're here with Michelle Wolf at Michelle is a Wolf on Instagram. The tour starts August 4th in Salt Lake City, Utah. That was one of our walks when I opened for you there that I almost died and passed out.
Oh, that was great. This was because you realize the thing I do on all my walks, and now I think about it all the time, which is, and I think it's very much as a runner thing, but I do it when I'm walking too, is that you do the circle turn. You don't just do like you don't just like, touch the post, and you do like the roundabout, you gotta go like, okay, we can turn around, but we got to go around that.
We have to go around that mountain and circle back. Well, that was the one time. Salt Lake City was the one time where I literally was like, I don't know if I'm going to live after this trip. And it's harder to walk with you when, like, if I ever need like a real turnaround in my life, I just gonna go with Michelle to San Francisco. Michelle goes to San Francisco, and literally, like, it's like I've never seen someone so excited. She looks at hills the way children look at Christmas toys that are wrapped under the tree. It is unbelievable.
Baby. I literally, I get into trouble with myself when I'm walking in San Francisco, because like I'll walk up a hill and then I'll walk down and be like, all right, I got to start doing some stuff. And then I'll see like another hill and I'll be like, after that hill.
Right. This is how people talk about getting off of TikTok. Okay. Okay. Luxury Lounge Spa Tip Protocol. I love this email. Okay. I'm just going to start by saying this. Okay. Dearest JTrain Feather, my complaint today is about spa tipping when using a gift card. I work as a nanny for a high net worth family, and they often gift me lavish things, trips, wine, purses, spa treatments, which I genuinely couldn't afford on my own. While I make great money, I am not on the same playing field as they are and appreciate the gifts I receive. The mom, first of all, I love that they have to say I'm not on the same playing field as the people I nanny for. Yeah, that's kind of the point of a nanny.
Yeah.
Like,
if a nanny is on the same playing field, it's like your mom, like it's like
that's your mom's friend.
Yeah.
Right. Like, hey, can I have some cash? Like, you're not going to borrow cash from your nanny.
Right. Why is she working for you? She's either related to you or your nanny, Right.
The mom
and
I
she's
work
only
for,
your nanny because she needs to be. It's not
right. Nobody's volunteering to be a nanny. I just love kids. No. Okay. The mom I work for recently went to a luxury spa ancient bathhouse where we live and loved her experience and got me a gift card for all-inclusive spa package. Also included enough for the tip in the gift card as well. When I went to go book the spa treatments, the spa let me know you cannot pay for the tip via the gift card. It must be on a credit card or cash. My problem is this is thousands of dollars worth of treatments, and now I have to pay the tip out of pocket when I didn't choose to buy the experience in the first place. I'm grateful that the bulk of the experience is being paid for, but wasn't planning on paying hundreds on the tip. Why offer the option of the dollar amount you'd like to put on the gift card instead of preset for the services? Michelle Wolf, what do you think?
I mean, this lady's in a pickle. I mean, this is
it's a perfect complaint.
It's a perfect complaint. I feel terrible for this person because
right.
you want to use the spa, and you also feel a little bit obligated to use the spa because, like, I'm sure this mom is going to ask, like, did you go to the spa yet? How was it? So she's in a real bind here. She probably wants to go to the spa, but yeah, I mean, like, if she's getting like a $2,000 treatment, like if you're tipping 20%, you're out $400,
right.
Like it's.
And socioeconomically, you probably see more eye to eye with the spa workers than you do the mom.
100%.
So you're saying you're now on the mom's level, you're faking it. You're a fraud because you're like, right. How would I not tip someone who's in the same or similar financial position to me? I can't even look at myself in the mirror. The mom from the that you nanny for, they're in la la land. They don't know what's going on with money. They're like, oh, we pay $100,000 a year to a nanny. Like, no one can relate to that.
Right. It's the whole thing is the whole thing is just, sorry, did my screen just go black? I got
you're good.
Message. Okay, I got a message and then my screen went black, and I don't know how technology works.
You're okay.
No, it's this lady. she's really screwed in this situation.
And then what do? You can't go to the mom and be like, hey, I love this.
I actually need tip money. Like this, she's just going to have to, she's either going to have to lie that she went or pay the money. That's those are her two options here.
I think what you do is you go relate to fellow peasant. You go to the spa and you let them know this was a gift and I'd like to get one service and then somehow get this money from this extra money from this card to your pocket. Work with me to get you this cash because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the Bezoses.
Right. Yeah. I think you're exactly right. I think that's the only way to approach the situation. Go at it with complete humility and just be like, is there anything we can do here?
How do we work this out? Blue collar to blue collar. These idiots, these idiots in their Elysium house have no idea how money or anything works. I'm so happy to be here. But I just need you to know I want to tip you. I only want to tip you. I feel weird. I feel awkward.
But then, the other side is that like the spa worker is probably going to be like, we're not the same. I came here on a boat from Vietnam,
Right.
Like, she's going to be like.
Right. You need to pay a Vietnamese person to go in for you. And have this conversation on your behalf.
I work at a different spa and I can't, this lady has, it's quite the pickle.
We run into this sometimes on the road where the club or the venue will book us a car. And I never know if the tip is included with the car. So I want to make sure someone's taken care of, but I also don't want to like quadruple tip. And sometimes you don't come prepared with a 10 or a 20 in your pocket.
Right.
So you go, what am I to do? I wish I knew this all up front. I wish this was all like spelled out for me. And that's the awkwardness. Like when people don't worry about money, as I'm sure as they said, they're like working for this rich family. Their relation to money is totally different than a normal person's like ours. And it's like for us, we go, well, where's the tip come in? They're not saying like, and they said it, the tip's included, but they didn't look further into it to make sure that it could be used from the gift card.
She probably just did she probably didn't ask. She probably just did the math in her head. It was like, okay, so I'm going to get these treatments and this is enough for a tip and just put it all on the card. Not asking if you can put the tip on the card.
I have an idea. Here's what they do. You call the place and you go, hey, I want to come in. I want to make sure. Act like you didn't call before because they said they kind of called before. Call the place. Hey, I'm coming in. I got a gift card. I want to make sure I can tip on the gift card. And then they go, you can't do that. And then you go, hey, well, you're going to have to call the person who got it for me and let them know. You have them call, hey, someone tried to tip with your gift card that you gave them. We can't do that. And then maybe that's how the message gets back to Elysium.
I still feel like it's gonna be she's gonna be like, you tell them that it's gonna be an awkward.
You tell them I said you should be able to tip on the gift card. Like that's kind of the response that could come back to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do another email. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Luxury Lounge. Sharing food faux pas.
Ooh.
Jared, my boyfriend and I were in Tahoe for the weekend. I'm not much of a skier, so I hung around the cabin until he was done skiing, and I met up with him for food and drinks after. He was skiing with another couple that we knew and 3 other people that he had just met that day. I ordered pizza and mozzarella sticks for everyone to share. Everyone's enjoying the food when one of the girls who we just met grabs a mozzarella stick, tears it in half, and puts half of it back on the plate that everyone's sharing. I rolled in my head, but just brushed it off. Then literally 30 seconds after she ate it, she reaches for the half-ripped mozzarella stick and tears that piece in half, leaving literally a 1-inch piece of mozzarella stick. These are normal-sized mozzarella sticks. I was super annoyed at this time. They weren't jumbos. I like that they put that in. Like, did leaving 1 inch of mozzarella stick make you feel better about not eating all of it? Just eat it. Who is going to eat the leftover piece now? Of course, it just sat there and we threw it away. Maybe I take appetizers way too seriously, but I just felt like these are not tearing apart appetizers like a pretzel. Thanks for listening to me rant. Sincerely, eat it or leave it. This is unbelievable.
This is a great luxury lounge complaint because it's just great to be like, I'm in Tahoe. I'm not a skier. Right. Like it's a perfect way to start this.
It's the most frivolous way to go to Tahoe. You just went to Tahoe to look at it.
Yeah, and then like I'm imagining it's like pizza and mozzarella sticks. I'm like, what kind of like half bougie, half not like bowling alley experience are we having here?
Right. It's on the subject of the mozzarella stick. You take a full stick or you don't take a stick at all. Leave the leftovers in your plate. We don't need your crummies. We don't need your 1/4 inch of a stick left behind.
And how is it is the cheese going with the first half? Is it actually how much are your fingers getting in here to split this up? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's not.
Yeah, mozzarella sticks don't really tear in half that easily.
No, they're not. It's like nachos, fine, sharing. Mozzarella sticks, it's your stick. But you know what I feel bad for here? I do feel a little bad. Hold on 1 second. Oh, my phone is telling me has no battery. Okay. She's right to be annoyed in this situation because it's a crazy thing to do. But I'm like 100% sure whoever was doing that probably has some sort of eating disorder.
Right. It is awkward because you can't look at that person and be like, hey, eat the whole thing. What are you doing? Because this is like treacherous territory with like this is a public display of why they go to therapy. And you don't want to be the person that's like, hey, let's talk about why you'll only eat half of a mozzarella stick and then half of a mozzarella stick.
Right, exactly. Like, you got to call this could be this lady's slippery slope to a whole cake later. Like she's like, I was having a healthy day. And then all of a sudden, I exercised, we skied, and I get back and there's just all this food that this, bitch who doesn't even ski bought. And
this is why
I'd only eaten vegetables, and then I had this mozzarella stick. I was only going to have half, and then I had the other half of the half, and
it's like folding a piece.
I'm eating an entire cheat cake.
Right. How many times can you fold a piece of paper? They're like, you can only fold it 8 times. A mozzarella stick can only be, halved once, if that. Here's the thing. This is why
I do really appreciate that she put it's a regular size mozzarella stick. Yes. Because, that's, we all know what that size is, right? And so we're all
standard
picturing
size.
That. Yeah, it's not a supersized, mozzarella log.
I am much more attuned to the size of a regular mozzarella stick than I am if someone said regular penis size. Like, I wouldn't. No.
Yeah, a mozzarella stick there's a standard mozzarella stick size. That's the
in fact,
world we live in.
That's how we should start describing penis in mozzarella stick.
This whole TV remote thing doesn't make sense. It never made sense to me. That's not how any of these are shaped or sized. Mozzarella stick, that's great.
That's way more penis than that's how big's your penis? 1 mozzarella stick. Regular size.
That's absolutely perfect. That's like, what else? That's a great. Now we're all on the same page.
Absolutely. Now we know what we're talking about. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Michelle Wolf. At Michelle is a Wolf on Instagram. Go follow, get involved. You're going to love, love, love her shows. She's going on tour. Luxury Lounge. Stop taking pictures of my dog. Dear JTrain and hilarious guest. I have a 7-pound, very small dog who I will admit is kind of funny looking in a cute way, I like to think. My dog is also scared of everything. Not great with new people, especially random strangers. I'm also not someone who is constantly posting pictures of my dog on social media. With that being said, whenever I walk her, people are constantly trying to pet her and talking to her in an annoying baby voice, which frightens her. She then is too scared to do her business, which was the purpose of the walk in the first place. I've had situations where people will stop and take pictures of her without asking if that's okay, which scares her even more. One time, it was a young girl with a cane with a cane, tiny Tabitha. One time, it was a young girl with a cane, and more recently, it was a tourist that pretended to not understand when I yelled out, "Excuse me," and he was snapping pics. It's so frustrating. I'm not really sure how to avoid this. Sincerely, just a dog mom, not a dog momager. What do you think, Michelle Wolf?
I was on board with this lady until she called herself a dog mom. And then I'm like, well, now I can't agree with anything you say because it's a really stupid way to categorize yourself. But I mean, I wouldn't. She's got to find like a less populated place to take out her dog. Like, where is she in New York? Is she taking him to like Times Square? Like, what?
Here's what annoys me the most about this. And I have this issue with people who take videos of us doing stand-up. I have this issue with the person taking a picture of your dog. What are you going to do with this picture? Where's it going to go? What wall in the house? Where are you putting this up? Just tell me. If you can give me an answer, take as many pictures. Are you an artist? Are you a street artist? Are you going to give me credit? Are you going to put this on the wall above the fireplace, and people are going to go, what is this dog? Is that your dog? And you're going to have to go, no, it's a random woman's dog. That's the thing. You would never admit to how crazy this is to anyone. You're going to go, where does this picture go? Where does it get you off to have a picture of this dog? Are you going to stare at it on the beach? That's what my dad does. My dad takes pictures at night, and then I go, what do you do with these pictures? And one time he told me, he goes, I go walk on the beach, and I look at the pictures I took from the night before, and I go, okay, that's a little weird and sad, but at least I know you're weird and sad. At least you admitted you're weird and sad. Like,
why isn't he looking at the beach on his walk?
What's that?
Why isn't he looking at the beach? Why isn't he looking at the beach on his walk?
I guess the background is the beach, and then the front round is me eating pasta at the restaurant the night before.
This is kind of a very hilarious thing to find out about your dad.
It's the craziest thing.
Pictures of his family that he can look at later in front of the beach.
He sounds like a guy who lost his family in a fire.
It's almost like he's like, it's almost like every night he's preparing for you guys to die in a fiery accident.
Right. It's every night, just getting on his way.
Yeah. But I don't understand those people. I don't even understand the people that are like, can I pet your dog? Like, I don't get it. I think it's like, I understand you see a dog, it's cute, whatever, but like to really like get in there and like, unless there's some sort of like, collision or like you both have a dog and the dog's like, sniff each other's butts or whatever. Like, unless there's some sort of meeting, I don't understand. Like, can I pet your dog? Can I, like, is that a real dog? I'm like, yes, it's a real dog. Like,
every time someone says, can I pet your dog? You should respond with, why don't you see a therapist instead of making your problems my dog's problems? Yeah.
Like, he's not an emotional dog. He's not an emotional support dog. What are you doing? This is
right. He's not licensed for this.
He's supporting my emotions. I saw a commercial to how to get your dog to become an emotional support dog. There was like a commercial for it, and I was like, "When we're just advertising this now, like that you can like get this like fake license for your dog."
Who's making money off of that too? Like, what's the impetus?
Whoever gives these fake licenses, I guess they're just like, yeah, I make $25 off of every $30 or something like that. I don't know. It's
JTrain podcast at gmail.com, JTrain podcast at gmail.com, here with Michelle Wolf. Let's do one more. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. Let's do one more.
One more.
These are great complaints.
How great are these? Aren't they the best?
Yeah. I feel bad / I think each one is hilarious.
What's better than the luxury lounge? Okay, last one. I think this one's fantastic. Luxury lounge. Who let the dogs out? Jared, Feather. I'm proud to report that I am one of those listeners. Hold on, I read this wrong. I am proud to report that I am one of those loser freaks who knows all the words to the complaint jingles, both the Jared version and the guest version. I love it. I got to show you the jingle.
Is this Neil Brennan?
What if it became his favorite? What if he couldn't get rid of it after he said he hated it so much?
It's just, it's like it's been stuck in his head for years.
I hope it has. Have you ever considered making a music video? Now I am. Anyways, here's my complaint. I'm a 25-year-old woman living in a big city and go to a boutique woman's-only gym. It's very refreshing working out in a space where I can just wear a sports bra and leggings and not feel as uncomfortable, feel as though I'm getting checked out, and can work out without having men come up to me to patronizingly correct my form. Everything about this gym is pretty great, except there is one small detail that genuinely puzzles me. There's about 10 on-site personal trainers, and about half of them are men. The fellas are, of course, professional and just there to do their jobs, but I don't quite understand the logic of having a female-only gym, but then having some Brads and Chads walking around. I'm not so much bothered by their presence as I am allergic to the contradiction of it all. Signed, Who Let the Dogs Out? What do you...
All right. Well, so I think this theory goes to the very crux of why women can't bind together as a society, is that I'm sure there are some women at that gym who specifically want a man to be their personal trainer because either one, they don't trust a woman to do it.
Fair.
They're like, so in their head, they're like, no, I don't, how is a woman going to make me stronger? The only person who can make me stronger is a man, you know?
Right. They're pre-existing, biases are working into this like sickness that they have. Yeah.
Right. Or the other one is that the gym has figured out that some women do in fact want a male trainer because it just is like a fun, sexy thing for them. Right.
They just won't admit it. They go, right. I guess I'll go with the guy. They just won't say it out loud.
And meanwhile, they're just like, my husband hasn't touched me in 3 months. And this guy like made sure my hips were aligned the other day, Right.
It is weird. I just the look of it. Like I would, if you looked inside the window of this gym, it would just look like they're like in prison with the wardens. Like it's just bizarre.
Right. I'm totally on board with this woman's, the contradiction of it all because it's wild. It's like,
right.
Well, are they like, where's their bathroom? Like
right. And it's also the
female gym with a female changing room. Like, what are they doing? Like
where are they going? It's also like there's this weird like undertone of a power dynamic. Like it's almost like
right.
It's just like, wait a minute. So the only men here are the people who teach you how to do it right. Like right. I don't like. Yeah. It's just all kind of icky and weird.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so you didn't want a random guy at the gym to tell you how to do it right, but like you're okay if this professional man tells you how to do it right, which would be different than just have them all be women. It's okay.
Right, just dig into the whole thing. But I'm not sure if like it's against hiring rules to have like is it okay to have a female only membership, but it's not okay to like discriminate on the basis of gender? But I also don't understand the man. I guess there's a guy in that trainers group that like, it just feels very Wolf in the Hen House. Like it feels like you have these men there that are like, it's just all creepy and weird. Even if you are the most on point ally, whatever, just you walking around looking at people. Hey, you need help with that? And it's just very like bizarre and doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I think Wolf in the Hen House is you hit the nail on the head with that, Jared, because it's like, yeah, it's just, there's a creepiness of it. There's a creepiness of the way they were hired. There's a creepiness of them like lurking. There's a creepiness because like personal trainers at gyms are salesmen, like they have to like, they're trying to get you to like, be like, oh, like, cause like in my gym days, I was always approached by personal trainers to be like, yeah, you want to like, you're here often if you want to work, like it's
right.
Like, it's always
it's the person helping you out at the clothing store. Like, What are you getting out of this? I don't need your help. Stay away. And in this specific scenario where if you're in a gym with other men, it does feel like they're not like trying, like there's other people that there that can be like, hey, she says she doesn't want a training session. Back off, dude. Right? Like here it's like, you know, I don't know. It just like, it feels like there's just there's no checks and balances. It's just a bunch of men just waiting like, he'll come back. You know, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
It's also like I used to always see like personal trainers at the gym also working out, you know, like, so this personal trainer, like they can work here, but they can't work out here. Like they have to go to a different gym to get in their daily workout.
Right.
Like they can't like,
it's
that
all
has
bizarre.
to be like so annoying for them, you know, like they're like, well, I have to go work out, and they have to stay in shape because they have to be in shape to keep their job.
Yeah, you're the billboard for your own business.
Right. No one's hiring an out of shape personal trainer.
Right. So it's knowing that, like you have to wonder what's up with this guy who's willing to work out at a different gym to be able to work out, to be able to train at the gym where there's only women. You're like, are you making $1 million a year, or are you just the creepiest of the creepy guys?
Or like, is it so hard to get a job as a personal trainer that like this was your only option? And I feel like that's not the one. That's not the
JTrain podcast.
This is a guy who is willing to take a trip in his car to go to his
female only gym
and then go to this gym. Yeah, this guy's racking up the MILF points.
That's right. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Michelle Wolf, you're the best. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Finally, I love this. This was great.
It's taken too long. I'm so happy you came in the lounge. Everyone go follow Michelle at Michelle is a Wolf if you don't already. Go see her on tour. Starts in August. The whole city list, there's 1,000 of them. It's up on her Instagram. I'm Jared Freid. We're here every Thursday. We'll be back next week. Boom.